welcome. Okay, I have some of my supplies laid out just so you can see them, but everything that I'm using I'll also link in the description box below, as far as colors and everything. But I'm pretty sure for today we're just going to be using some blue, white, and red, and then as always large, medium, small, extra small brush or Sharpie, and I have this just to mix my colors, water, paper towel, etc. Thank you for coming and welcome. I appreciate your support, and once again we are going to worry more about the process than the product, because art is all about having fun and being playful, and who cares what you paint as long as you're having fun doing it. That's really what I want to emulate here. So I'm going to just start with white and blue. I'm going to make a background. Do you need a background? No, it's up to you. I was thinking about just leaving the background of this one like the raw canvas, because I do like doing that sometimes. You also have to excuse my one painted nail. I don't know what's going on. That's just my life. So I'm going to get my 1-inch paintbrush for the background. Gonna grab blue, put it around the edges, white in the middle, blend it, and then let it dry. All right, now that you have your background done, we're gonna let it dry. Just shout out to whoever was guessing last week that I was gonna paint Kirby. I love that idea, so that's why we're doing Kirby today, because Kirby is an amazing and adorable character. So let this dry, give it 10 to 20 minutes, and I'll see you guys back here shortly. All right, now that your background is dry, we're gonna get started with red and white. I've got my red now, I filled up my white, I got my 1-inch paintbrush cleaned off and a little dry. And I'm gonna pull, let's see, some white over here to my red, and I'm gonna make, oops, I got water, a circle. Kirby's so circular. Grab a little more white. Pulling a circle. I know he's a lighter pink than this, but we will lighten him up. I'm gonna switch to my smaller paintbrush, dip it in a little water, just to clean up the edges. This one's a little bit more of a stiff paintbrush, so it's a little easier to get a clean edge. Okay, his foot's gonna go here. So I'm just gonna use more of the red that's still left. Doesn't matter, we're just doing the base layer. So if you just have all pink, fine, go with that. That's one foot. This foot's gonna be behind him. And then his arms, so like he's running. And this arm is going to be more of an oval, more like a teardrop, but oval for now. We'll get the shading in. I'm gonna grab a little white just to lighten this up a little. So there we have our first layer of Kirby. Let's let this layer dry and we'll come back and add a second one, some shadows. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in about 10 to 20 minutes. All right, so a little hack that you could use if you don't want to wait 10 to 20 minutes, you can also get like a little handheld fan or like a hair dryer set on cold to dry your paint a little bit faster if you're impatient like I am. Let's do the shadows on Kirby's body. So grab that 1/4 inch paintbrush. Doesn't have to be super clean, just kind of dry it off with your paper towel. We're actually gonna go through and add some white or really light pink because we need to give him another layer. We're gonna go around his body and do a very light pink layer right here. Basically just doing a light pink circle, almost a circle in the middle. We're gonna do the same thing on his arm, on most of it. This part, this sliver, we're gonna leave dark and put another layer of like a dark pink down there for another shadow. We're going to actually extend this down. We're going to do the same thing on his other arm. We're gonna bring it pretty close to this other light pink part. Let's clean, you don't need to use any water on your brush, but just give it a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Just wipe it off on your paper towel. Grab from your darker pink side. Let's do the shadow down here. So this is gonna be like a moon, a half moon or a sliver moon shape. Do a little shadow here, like a small triangle. We're gonna do another shadow under his arm. That got a little too dark, so I'm just going back over with a little white. Clean my paintbrush off again. Let's do the shadow on his other arm, which is gonna go from skinny to bigger. Then kind of up into that sliver. I love Mario characters. Okay, we need to put red, just a little bit of red down. And we might even put a tiny bit of blue in it to give it a darker shade because his feet are gonna be red and there's gonna be like a dark red shadow on part of it. So let's start with the red layer. Just gonna be the lighter layer of his shoes or of the feet. It's gonna be a moon shape going up and another circle at the bottom of this foot. Nope, that's gonna be the shadow part. I got that mixed up. I'm just doing a full layer of red on this foot for now. I'm gonna add just a little bit of a lighter color pink for the highlights. I'm gonna just put a little white on my paintbrush. So there's a highlight here. I'm gonna grab more white and put a little bit here, like a small oval at the tip of his foot. A little more white and bring that up. Okay, I'm gonna just clean it off with my paper towel again. I'm gonna grab just a little blue, okay? I'm gonna blend it in here to get a deep red. And this is gonna be the shadow of his foot, of the foot. We're gonna do the same thing. This foot is behind his belly, so we gotta go down right next to his belly, make a line. And we're gonna cut it across to the other side. We're gonna go under just a little. Continuing with that shape, I'm just gonna pull down and around a little bit to round out this area right here. Okay. So yeah, let's let this dry completely, and then we'll do another layer. We're gonna wanna finish off this back foot first so that we can bring the belly kind of down and over this layer. So we're gonna focus on that right now. And we need to kind of bring this shadow needs to be a little bit thinner up here and just go kind of down and across. So I am going to grab this darker pink and bring it up. I'm gonna use a slightly smaller paintbrush. I'm gonna grab some white. There's like a highlight about right here, and some lighter pink. I'm gonna grab this red. Just kind of blend this line just a little bit. I put a little more blue into this red to give that deep color again, and just go over this shadow one more time. I'm pulling down and around because we are trying to make a sphere. So the brush strokes, you know, if you can have kind of a curved brush stroke, that can help you with that illusion that it is a sphere. Okay, that foot looks good. We'll go through this one more time with a thin layer. I did kind of thin out my paint a little bit. We're gonna go through with this brighter red around the outside edge of the bottom. I don't know if you can hear this, but my dog is snoring in the background very loudly. Okay, dark red, and that's gonna go here. Grab a little blue. Okay. We're gonna take a red. I feel like actually it needs to be bright red. Just kind of soften that a little bit. Another layer of red there to help pop against his pink body. I'm gonna take just a little white and put it at the top. And right here. Okay, so I like those feet. Looks good to me. We're gonna let that part completely dry. While we're waiting, let's put his mouth in. We're gonna need to start with this red, the pure crimson red color, and we're going to make a soft edged triangle. So triangle, but no points. The points are rounded. You can start with a triangle and then soften the corners. Step 1. We're gonna grab a slightly darker pink, darker than what we have here for his cheeks. Oh, that's too dark. Not that dark. Soft ovals. Next, let's do with a blue. We'll probably need to get some black on our palette, but for now we'll do blue. We're gonna do a downward stroke with our 1/4 inch, couple downward strokes, do a couple big oval eyes. So do basically make a rectangle, but then you can round out the edges. Try your best to make sure the eyes are the same. If you want, you could use your paintbrush. Just make sure they're the same height. Magnificent. Our paintbrush is already blue. So we're gonna add a little red to make that deep red color again. And we're gonna do the back of his mouth. So it's gonna be a curved, very shallow U shape. Bring it up to the top. We'll probably have to do a second layer because mine's still a little wet. That's okay. So far, so cute. I love it. All right, let's let everything dry and then we'll move forward. Let's finish off the body a little bit. Let's grab this darker pink color and we just need to kind of create more of a line here. There. I'm gonna grab a little white to help blend it in. Perfect. And then I want to finish off this part. So I'm gonna grab the, ooh, no, I want the dark pink. And we're just gonna create a nice sharp edge so that his back foot appears to be behind him. We'll probably do one more layer on his belly before we're done, so don't worry. So let's clean our brush off really good. And don't worry too much, like we are gonna outline everything in either like with a fine paintbrush or a Sharpie, so don't worry if it's a little bit rough around the edges. I'm gonna do another layer of blue. Okay, I got black on my palette. I'm just going to do a smaller oval inside his eye. And his eye's gonna be several layers, so we're gonna let this one dry. All right, let's add Kirby's highlights to his eyes. Right in the middle of that black oval, we're gonna do a pretty big white. Make it as ovally as you can. Let's add another layer to his tongue. I'm gonna clean my brush and do one more layer of white to that highlight. Let's just add slightly more light pink here. Just kind of help blend that shadow in. I'm gonna add a little dark pink to my paintbrush and blend that white line and that shadow line just a little bit. Grab a little red, dark pink. Sorry, I keep hitting my camera holder. Okay, I personally think that looks pretty good. You might want to just make sure that has a nice solid layer. I guess I could do that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this dark color right here. I'm gonna make a little more of it. And we're gonna outline everything with the fine brush. You could also do this with a black Sharpie or a dark red Sharpie. That's up to you. But for me, I'm gonna use this little tiny paintbrush. It's very fine, but don't worry too much. Just work with where you're at. So it's gonna be almost like a deep purple. I've made a lot of these lines thicker than I usually would, like the outside lines, because it's more of a cartoon, like animation, I guess. I'm just gonna try to go as thin as I can, just a few lines around the body and the arms. Perfect. I'm gonna outline his eyes with black though, instead of this deep purple, dark red color. Another little accent I'm going to do is I'm going to take red and put just a little above the black line. And then a little white, or even very light pink, just under the eye on this side. One last touch with my little paintbrush is I'm just going to touch up the eyes so they're a little more of a solid white. Just making sure those it has a nice clean edge. That looks pretty good to me. Don't forget to add your signature. And peel off the tape and you have a beautiful piece of artwork. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this awesome Kirby painting. I hope you love how yours turned out, but most importantly, I really just hope that you guys enjoyed the process and you had fun and it was playful. If you want to show off your painting on Instagram, you can use this hashtag. And as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this, because I try to create a fun and immersive experience every Tuesday with videos that are similar to this. And I might even get into also some drawing, because that's even more simple, and some other fun stuff that I have planned. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next Tuesday for another video like this. Okay, bye for now.